in this video, I'm just going to kind of walk you through how I created my Google Classroom. I've been working on it all day today. Literally just been learning as I am going. If you guys know of any easier ways that other people have done it. But I created mine on PowerPoint. I didn't use Google Slides just because I'm just more familiar with PowerPoint, and I just love working with PowerPoint, so I'm just super familiar with it. But anyway, yeah, I'm just going to kind of share with you guys how I created my virtual classroom, and I hope you guys like it. Let's get started creating our virtual classroom. So if you guys see here, this is my virtual classroom. I'm still working on it, but I just kind of wanted to go ahead and create this video in case it might help anybody. But this is basically like my main page. So this is where I'm going to put a picture of myself, or maybe my Bitmoji, I still don't know. But basically I have a bulletin board for each one of my content areas, which if we start off virtually, which is looking like we most likely are, whatever we are learning that week, I will have an anchor chart up for the content that is being learned that week. For science and social studies, I kind of just split them in half just because I didn't have enough space. I have my whiteboard here. Of course, maybe this will be used for actual teaching time through Zoom. I'm also going to hyperlink my YouTube channel on here, just so that my kids can have access to it and to all of the videos that I will be creating for them. Go to the view portion of it. It's going to look like this, and I have hyperlinked all of these math manipulatives, so they'll know that whenever they are working out a problem or anything, they can feel free to click on the bins and it will take them to that manipulative. So for example here, if I click on this one, it will take me to the place value chart, and if I click on the base 10 blocks, it will take me to this website with base 10 blocks, so they can use it to solve the problem and so forth. If I to the Unifix cubes, well, it will take me to this one. The counting base will take me here, and yeah, just the shapes, and all of these are hyperlinked. The 2-color counters, as well as the books here, they are hyperlinked to a YouTube video of somebody reading this. And then I went ahead and I created the word wall. I want to make this word wall interactive, so I still have not hyperlinked each one of these letters, but I am planning on hyperlinking the letter to maybe a YouTube video that focuses on that letter, I'm sorry, or maybe even a reading that also focuses on that letter. I have my English word wall and I have my Spanish word wall, and of course we will be adding words as the year goes on. Here I just have wow work. I make it a point to always have a place to display my students' work, so that way when they're sending me their pictures, I can just go ahead and put their pictures here, and I have 2 of those just for just because I don't know how many students I'm going to have. And that is what I have so far. But now that I have given you kind of like an overview of mine, I would like to show you how I created it. Alrighty, so the first thing you want to do is you want to start off with just a blank or a new slide, and you do that by right-clicking, new slide, and then just highlighting and deleting everything. So the first thing that we want to start off with is our background, and to do so you just go to Google, and I just typed wall and floor, and you can pick whatever background you like. I picked this one here, so you just right click, copy, then you go back to your PowerPoint and you click paste. Now it's not going to be the correct dimensions, so you're gonna have to kind of play around with it, extend it, and then go to picture format, and we're gonna have to crop the picture so it could fit the actual slide. So we can just go ahead and crop it, and it will kind of tell you where to stop right there, where the line, where the little red line comes up. That's where the slide stops. So there we go. Now we have our background. Basically, you can add anything you want to your classroom. So we can continue on with the whiteboard. So again, on Google, I just typed in whiteboard and then I went to images. So we're just gonna go with this one. Copy image, and then we're gonna paste that. But even then, the background is still not transparent. So what we want to do is make that background transparent. So you go to picture format, you go to remove background, and I'm going to put mark areas to keep. And this can get a little tricky, just because you have to kind of just mark all of the areas that you would like to keep.
So I'm just going to kind of go a little crazy with it and continue to play around with it until I have all of the areas uncovered. I have uncovered all of the areas that I want to keep. Like, for example, this little rim up here. It's a little tedious, but that's basically what I did with all of the plants as well, because none of them had the transparent background. So there we go. And
everything that is in pink will disappear. And voila. Now you have your whiteboard. You can place that anywhere you want. You can place it here in the middle. And then you might want a rug or a bulletin board. And I just chose this one just because it's nice. So maybe we want to make some space for the bulletin board. I copied it and now I'm going to paste it. Maybe here you would want to display student work. And again, the background is not transparent, but I think an easier way to take off that transparency would just be to crop the image, because it's not so much white in the background. There's not so much white in the background, so you can just crop it instead of trying to figure out. And there we go. So there is the bulletin board. I also, if you guys look here, I went ahead and I used some of my clips that I've purchased throughout the years, just to kind of decorate it more. And then these plants, I also just searched on Google plant, and then I removed the background as well for those. For the bookshelves, again, you can choose any bookshelf. I literally just put empty bookshelf on there, and you can choose any bookshelf you would like. I'm just gonna go with this one since that's the one that was up on mine. You can just make it your own by making it bigger, and then you can also format it to where it looks a little more realistic by making it look three-dimensional, wherever you would like. I think for the sake of this video, I'm gonna leave it there. Okay, and then we are going to just pick a carpet. Okay, so I think I have found the carpet. Say I want to use this carpet, I'm going to copy, and then I am going to paste, and I'm just going to leave it like just kidding. Okay, so I'm going to turn it around, rotate it, and then I'm going to just make it a little smaller, kind of level it there, and then I'm going to picture format, and I'm going to crop it. This is just the way that I did the carpet. There might be an easier way. This is the one that I chose. I can't find it anywhere, so for the sake of this video, we're just going to use that one. So yeah, so I put the carpet there, and then the shelf there. Now say that you want a plant, so you can just go on here, plant, clip art, and let's just try to find a plant. If you type in transparent, I am hopeful that it will come up with a transparent background, maybe, and we can be able to use it in that way, so that if you just copy the image, we copy the image and then you click paste, yeah, it's not coming up with the transparent background. So this is how all of mine were coming up. So then what I had to do is just go to picture format, remove background, and then kind of just mark the areas that I want to keep. This was very, very, very intricate work. And then mark areas that I want to remove. Well, I want to remove this little part. I want to remove that little part. I want to remove that little part. Oops, that little part, and that little part, and that little part, and that little part, and that little part, right there. That's about as good as it's gonna get. Remove the background. Now I have a palm tree in my... Alright, so there you go. And then here on the shelves you can literally put anything you want. Like I said, I did books, and all I did was I just went to Google and I put the giving tree, and then I just went to images. I grabbed the first image that I liked, and then I just went ahead and I put it on my shelf. You can also add more plants or anything you want. And then just to kind of give it some depth, I went to shadows, just so that the book looks a little more realistic. And then what I did is I looked up the YouTube video. So YouTube, the giving tree. And say you wanted to add this...
we get it. You don't really want your...
Say you wanted to add this animated version. You just copy the link on top. You copy the web address. You either right click, hyperlink, or the shortcut to that would be Command K. And then make sure that it says web page or file. You paste in the web address there, and you click OK. And then the same thing goes with anything that you want to hyperlink. You can, I think I made a video on hyperlinks on, yeah, interactive PowerPoints. So you can literally insert a shape. Just insert a circle. Like you can insert a circle and say you want to, I don't know, just hyperlink a website. You can just title the website and then hyperlink that shape to that website. So the way that I added these is, the banners. Finally, if you guys would like to know how I put this, because these are just letters, so if you go ahead and add a text box, you can add the titles. And then I also went ahead and I did the shape format, and I went to shape effects and I added a shadow just so that it could look a little more 3D. But yes, if you want to add the banners, I purchased them, I think, on Teachers Pay Teachers. I just clicked banner, I just typed in banner clip art, and I purchased all of these. So it's a huge pack, and you can just pick whichever one you would like, you copy it, and then you just resize it to whatever shape, whatever size, I'm sorry, you think would be best. I usually like to do 2 banners, so what I'll do is I'll resize one, and then maybe that was a little too big, but what I'll do is I'll resize one, and then I'll just copy and paste that one over so that I don't have to resize the other one all over again. Yes, and then I'm sorry, finally you can just add a chair, you can add a sofa if you would like. I haven't tried to add a sofa, but let's go ahead and try that. So sofa, I don't know, let's go ahead and add, let's see what would go with our little theme. Let's go ahead and add this yellow one just for fun. So you copy again, you paste. Now we want to get rid of the background, so we put picture format, remove background, mark areas to keep. I want to keep this, I want to keep this, I want to make sure that I keep this as well, and this, and I want to remove this bottom part, and there we go. Click out. I'm going to resize that, put it maybe here, as I, oh god. Okay, sorry. Let's put that there first. Put that here. Sometimes, there we go. And you can definitely change the layout of what comes on top and what goes behind. So for example here, if you look at my shelf, if I go down, that means that the carpet is on top, but if I click the carpet and I go to picture format, oops, it was already on picture format, all I have to do is send back, and there we go. Now my shelf is back in front. You can also enlarge the shelf to fit, oops, it's also enlarging the, you can also enlarge the shelf just to make it longer. And then lastly, all you have to do is just add your Bitmoji, sitting or doing anything, and you can, like I said, you can add whatever, and you can hyperlink whatever. So yeah, this is how you create the virtual classroom.